We hope you're looking forward to today's qualifying in Hungary as much as we are. We think it's going to be a cracker.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of my F1 2016 career mode here around Hungary this time. This is me starting my Q1 lap, and this is me ending it. If you did enjoy the last episode, go and check it out. There should be a card annotation in the top right hand corner right now, if I remember to do it. But in case you missed it, and spoiler, you should have gone and checked it by now. We didn't do that well at our home Grand Prix. We finished 12th, I think it was, or 13th, I can't remember. But it wasn't the best home Grand Prix in my life. But anyway, we've got to move on from that now. You know, it's over, it's gone, it's done, and yeah, moving on to Hungary now. As you see there in Q2, I actually set a banker lap on soft tyres, thinking that I'd start the race on softs, but it wasn't actually. I didn't actually go quick enough on the softs, so I decided to go back out on the super softs and see what I could do. And it turns out it was actually good enough to get into Q3. So it should be good enough considering I'm in a Ferrari. But anyway, now moving on to the end of our Q3 lap now, and we go P3 for the time being, and we start the race in 7th place. So that's not the best place to start around Hungary, considering it's like the Monaco without the barriers. But I'll now hand over to Crofty and Anthony Davidson to introduce you to the race.
Tomorrow, so make sure you join us then. We've seen some astonishing Grand Prix here over the years, haven't we? The drama of 2015 is a recent example. Jenson Button's first win on a wet track in 2006, or in 1997, Damon Hill's heartbreak in the Arrows after a late gearbox failure cost him what would have been the team's only ever victory. What a wonderful place this is to come racing today.
I think you'll be promoted to #1 driver, so let's make sure we get a good result today.
So according to the engineer, I need to keep on finishing 14th in every single race and I'll get first driver in no time at Ferrari. So I don't know what he's on, but he's definitely on something. But as we're in, as we go to the 5 red lights now, 3, 4, 5 lights, and it's lights out, and we go for the Hungarian Grand Prix here. Full wet conditions for the entire race, I will admit. As we got off to a poor start as we jumped by the Williams, as we now come down to turn 1. We do possibly do something here. We brake early, dip down the inside of the Williams, get behind Hamilton, I don't know what's going on in front there, but there's been contact with Rosberg and a Red Bull, I think. But we go straight past all of them, and we're now up into 4th. As we move on now onto lap 3, I will admit, first of all, this race didn't have a lot of action. So I'm amazed I've managed to get it to about 10 minutes. So anyway, as we go past Verstappen there for 3rd, and now moving on to lap 5 in the same corner, we now go down the inside of our teammate Vettel, and that is P2 now for the Grand Prix. So this has been a relatively quick start to the Grand Prix. As we go on to lap 8 now, we see Hamilton overtaking the Williams. As the two Williamses actually made contact with each other on the exit of the first corner, but Hamilton now gets past one of them, and as we now cut on to the end, well, the same lap really, and Ricciardo has just gone straight on at the hairpin. I've had to go off the track to avoid him coming back onto the track, but let's see what happened here. So he's coming down, he's locked up basically every single tyre that he has in his car, but he's kept on accelerating because I don't know what's happened there. But we're now, nothing happened between then and lap 17. Admittedly, like even nothing happened with the AI. I think because it's wet weather conditions, the AI for some reason don't like to overtake. Like I looked on the replay cameras so many times, and so many times the AI were right behind someone, close enough to overtake, and they just didn't do anything and just stay behind them. So, you know, that's been the story of this race, really. Moving on to, you know, going on to lap 18 now, going on a fresh set of wet tyres, getting a bit swirly on the exit, and coming out in some fresh air, as we have a load of lag. So, moving on to lap 18 now, we now have Williams going very slowly for some reason, and the McLaren just goes straight into the back of him. I think this is Massa, and he's got a puncture for some reason. Now, at this point I was fairly confused because he'd come out of the pits behind me, and he got a puncture straight away. So I don't know what happened there, but as you see here, Vettel coming out of the pit lane now, and that is Daniel Ricciardo there. So he's managed to gain time on Ricciardo quite a bit. So, you know, I don't know what's going on there. As we have Nico Rosberg out of the Grand Prix, and that scores the safety car. What drama, as someone might say. Some of you will get that joke, but I couldn't get a better angle than this, unfortunately. But it's an engine failure for Rosberg there in the background. You can probably see him there. So that's rather unfortunate for him. And then on lap 23, this was the safety car waiting for me, and it was trying to let Verline past, and for some reason he wouldn't go past. I don't know why. He eventually went past. And sorry for the sniffles, by the way. I get hay fever, so anyway. Moving on now to the end of the safety car, lap 25. This race has gone by like a flash. We're now starting the race in first, and we managed to get away quite cleanly there, really, not being caught out by anyone. Surprisingly, Ricciardo never got caught out either, but we now get a radio message about Verstappen having a problem with his car, apparently. And here we go. Here's the most overtaking you'll see in this Grand Prix, most probably. As Verstappen with problems gets overtaken by Hamilton down into the first corner. He almost gets overtaken by Williams there, but nope, unsuccessfully. And now on the next lap, the Williams goes to overtake Verstappen down the inside into the first corner. Doesn't quite do it, but he then, you know, Verstappen gives up, and you know, he lets it go. And now he's being overtaken by Toro Rosso. This is getting worse and worse and worse. He's now being overtaken by Toro Rosso. He's gone down the inside of him as well. So I really have no idea what's going on with Verstappen. I don't know what the problem was exactly, but moving on to lap 31 now. He's now being overtaken by the other Toro Rosso of Kvyat, I think that is. He's gone down the inside of him there, and Kvyat gets him for whatever position that is. Now off lap 32 now. He now has a force injury of Perez, I think that is. Is that Perez? They go side by side. I mean, fair play to Verstappen. He's not giving up. Considering he's got a problem, he's not going to give up the position that easily, to be honest. As they go side by side now into the second corner, I'm assuming it is. Unless you count that little sort of mini curve straight thing. I don't know. But, and then after that corner, Verstappen eventually gives up. And this was a bit further on up the hill. You see Verstappen runs wide and gets hit off by a Toro Rosso, but we win the race anyway. So as we take a look at the final standings then for the Grand Prix, I take the win from Ricciardo and Vettel. It was only 8/10 between the top three, so it's a good race there. And Verstappen, with that problem, finished 11th in the end, so not a great end to the race for him, but it's a good race for most people there. And the only DNFer was unfortunately Rosberg, so he's lost out big time in the championship. And the McLaren Honda's there, down there, not doing particularly well in this career mode so far. Well, this season even. Obviously I was there last season, so, you know. But anyway, moving on to the driver standings then, we now take over the lead of the championship once again from Hamilton, which from 11 points from Hamilton, and then Rosberg has dropped a lot of points by obviously not scoring, so he's lost 25 points to me, and he's now 40 points behind. And then Vettel there, another 17 points behind Rosberg, so he's coming back into it. And Ferrari now 6 points behind Mercedes in the constructors. So if you did enjoy this episode, please do leave a like and a comment. A lot better than last race, but I will see you for the next Grand Prix, which is Germany, I think it is. So I'll see you there. Goodbye.